G'day legends, TJC Sports here. Welcome back to another legendary NRL live stream reaction here. Another All-Stars live stream reaction. Today, we're going to be reacting to the Maori All-Stars versus the Indigenous All-Stars in what is always a legendary match between these two teams here. Both in representation, culture, rivalry, and everything we love in the great game of rugby league. Not too long till kickoff now, due to kick off in about 4 minutes here. Cutting it a little bit closer than we would have liked to. Apologies for that, legends. Things came up and couldn't go live before now, but we are here now getting ready for a big one here between these two teams. Once all the ceremonies are done and that, we'll finally have a game underway. But ultimately, one thing I just love about this, outside of just the match itself, is how special it is off it too. You know, seeing the representation of cultures is just something special truly to see. The lineups are as follows for both teams, legends, with Keanu Kinney lining up at fullback for the Maori All-Stars, with Jojo Pafita and DWZ on the wings for the Maori All-Stars. Moeen Hiroti and Casey McLean are your centres, with Chance Nickel-Klokstad and Tamari Martin in the halves. The props are Trey Mooney and Royce Hunt, with Zach Docker-Clay at hooker. Brighton Nakora and Jacob Laban are in the second row, with James Fisher-Harris at lock. The bench is as follows: Trent Talau, Preston Ricky, Joe Chan, and Mania Watare. As for the Indigenous All-Stars here, we have Trey Fuller at fullback here, with Josh Adokar and Alafinian Khan Pereira on the wings. Jack White and Jesse Ramian are our centres, with the halves being Braden Trindle and Nicholas Hines captaining the side there to lead them to victory, hopefully today, for the Indigenous All-Stars. Shakai Mitchell and Blake Steep are the props. Blake Steep coming in a late change here with Connor Watson at number 9. Hello to the chat here. First in, first serve, Ethan Stevenson. Good to have you here, Ethan. I hope you're having a great day so far. Feel free to let me know who you guys are tipping, legends, as we get ready to put the poll up on the board for you guys in just a moment here. The rest of the team is as follows: Tallis Duncan at second row, with Josh Padson there as well. Huape Peru there is at lock, with the interchange being Jamal Fogarty, Jaden Campbell, Caden Lars, and last but not least, Oliver Pascoe there. Always love seeing a variety of names there. Good to have it going here. Let me know in the chat who you guys are supporting as we set up the poll. Just here to watch, to enjoy your stream. Bing, bada, boom, bada, bing. Indigenous. Maori. Who is winning? All right, let's do this. Let's get it rocking up there for you. Too easy. Jason Reeder in the chat saying, evening, legends. Evening, Jason. Good to have you here, man. How you doing? You having a great day so far, legend? I know I am here. Hyped up for this one. And then after this, you know, we got it just as good. We got the Parramatta Eels and the Cronulla Sharkies. This is just like a perfect day overall for your boy TJC Sports. Everything that he could possibly enjoy. There is not a game that he can't enjoy today, unlike, you know, some days in the past here. Seriously, just nothing but non-stop action going forth at the moment here in it all at Legends. Looks like a dominant Indigenous celebration right now on the poll as it stands here. In terms of players to look out for this one, Legends, of course, you can go with your star players like Josh Adokar for the Eels. And believe it or not, even though Josh Adokar does play for Para, he won't be who I'll be supporting today, of course. But Josh Adokar is a player you can look out for. Keanu Kinney, young up-and-coming fullback for the Gold Coast Titans, could have a huge breakout year. Probably going to have his best year yet there at the fullback position. DWZ, I mean, what he lacks up in defense, he makes up for in attack. Expect a good effort from him today in that aspect. Who knows? Maybe he'll even find better defense today. DWZ maybe flying over for a try. In fact, you know what? I'll make him the first try scorer of the game in my predictions. Chance Nickel-Klokstad, Tamari Martin, Nico Hines Trindle. You could really argue either way. Nicholas Hines, while he struggles to perform in most games of high pressure, this one probably will be different. You know, the All-Stars tends to be a game that goes against the stats. Shakai Mitchell, of course, not brother of Latrell, who's not playing today, unfortunately. But, it's good to have a Mitchell there with Shakai. It's kind of like yesterday, Souths didn't have Latrell, but who did they have? They had Sigwalt Mitchell, I think his name was. Yeah, that's right, Timo Mitchell. We got Brighton Nikora, that's a star one. Tallis Duncan, I mean, it's a stretch, but still. Jamal Fogarty, Jaden Campbell. I'm surprised that they've got both Jamal Fogarty and Jaden Campbell on the bench. I don't know if that benefits the team as much as they think it does, because Jaden Campbell and Fogarty would be filling in similar roles here today. I do have to question that a little bit in that decision there. I'm not sure who the Indigenous coach is, but I'm not a big fan of that decision. I don't know. Having a fullback and a halfback on your bench, questionable behavior. I understand they're both proper Indigenous players, and it's good to see them in the squad, but they also would like to win, right? Like the Maori Allstars. Well, yeah, I'm not going to pretend that Preston, Ricky, and Joe Chan are on the same respect level as Jaden Campbell and Jamal Fogarty, or making as many headlines at the moment, but they fit a bench rotation is, I guess, what I'd like to say. Joe Chan's second row, very few second rows are going to be able to play 80 minutes in a game like this. Preston Ricky's a good one too. And, between Manai, Watare, you could even argue that what the Maori All-Stars are missing on their bench is what the Indigenous All-Stars have two of their bench heading into this here today. I mean, obviously, that's up for debate, but for me personally, between the two there. Shout out to the poll here, where of the 4 voters so far, appreciate is the Maori All-Stars do claim the lead here. After the first vote went in favour of the Indigenous All-Stars, the Maori All-Stars have bounced back well to make it 75% to 25%. Maori All-Stars, let's go, legends. Good to see it in the chat there. Honestly, probably if there's one thing I like more than seeing Para do well, it's seeing the Maori All-Stars do well in this one here today. If you enjoy, as usual, with the channel stuff, who likes sub, all that stuff, but I'm pretty sure most people here have done that already. You're some of the most loyal viewers on YouTube at the moment, aren't you? But we were talking about earlier about predictions. For me, anytime try scorer, DWZ there. I'll also go with an anytime from the Indigenous All-Stars of but we want to go a bit different. I want to take a bold take. I don't want to go with someone everyone's going to go with, because I just feel like, what's the point in tipping at that point, right? I'll go with Josh Paxton to find his way over randomly. Yeah, that's right, Josh Paxton. Apologies if I'm butchering that. I've never read his name out loud on the channel before, I don't think. But Josh Paxton will fly on over there. And the first try scorer of the game will be Josh Adokar. Look, I said I could have one random one. I didn't say they were all going to be random picks, legends. All right, don't misconstrue my words here. Who's actually hang on a second, Arola. Who's captain of the Maori All-Stars according to your app? Because you've only got the Indigenous captain listed, you silly billies. You silly ruse. It's all a ruse out to trick old TJC. Probably Nikora, to be honest with you. Looking at it here. So I'm just appreciating right now on my screen the traditions of the cultures. Just truly special. For those of you at home that may wonder exactly why I support the Maori All-Stars, that's because my grandfather was from there. He was actually from 2 tribes, actually. The Niapui and the Tarawa, tip of the North Island. Apologies, by the way, if I butchered those two. I don't say everything every day. But, I am very proud of my heritage there, and am very passionate about the Maori All-Stars getting the victory today, but also just showing off the culture to everybody, because I'll tell you what, my pop was very, very proud of where he was from. Most of our family stayed up over there. He was one of very few of the family that went over to Australia, where, One thing I always have to remember with schedules for the All-Stars that I tend to forget is that is that technically the kickoff time isn't when it starts. I thought I was starting way later than I was gonna. Like, I thought I was running so late that it would literally go into the thing, but thank goodness that's not the case. There's so much culture to be shown, so much around that really, if you're late for a stream like this, then I guess you're just not doing your job right, are you? Ethan Stevenson in the chat drops in the first prediction of the day here. Tallis Duncan to score. Would not shock me if Tallis Duncan went over. He loves to hog the ball when he could pass it to a winger, so he'll fly on over. Remember, if Tallis Duncan wasn't playing on one side, Alex Johnston would have broken the record by now, probably. Even then, though, at the very least, he has his own try. So let's see what Tallis Duncan can do today. Can he break on over like Ethan Stevenson says here? Feel free, legends, to drop your own predictions in the game, as we tend to go back to them at halftime and throughout the entire thing. Apologies, legends. TJC is just a bit buggered. As we get ready for a big one here. Energy's just prepped, mate. I've got 2 batteries running in my back, bros. You know, I've got the batteries for this one, and then I've got to recharge them and fuel them for the Parramatta Eels later as well. Trust me, when we get to the Eels, I'm going to try and just appreciate both here and go as middle ground as I can with this one, despite my preference. But when it gets to the Parramatta Eels, that's just going to be a Para cheer fest, legends. So get ready for that. If you think you've ever heard TJC yell before and you haven't been in a Para stream, you don't know what yelling is with TJC Sports. You're going to get ready for a big difference in streams there when that comes out on the channel, legends. I hope to see some of you over there when that happens as well. We should probably change this. It's just beautiful. Don't worry, legends. I'll let you know when it kicks off here. Another player that I don't see often, but I always do enjoy watching is Zach Docker-Clay there. I know that people are like, what? But nah, Zach Docker-Clay is a fun one to watch ever since his time at the Dogs to the Roosters. Taking on Connor Watson in that hooker role. Going to be interesting to see. Connor Watson, obviously a New South Wales Blues representative. Watson surprised me a little when I found out he was Indigenous, but you know what? Doesn't shock me, actually. If you take a good... Well, it does surprise me at first, but if you take a good look, you can see it, obviously. You know, when you know when somebody tells you a lot of the time, it's where you can see the signs and that. But either way, it doesn't really matter what you look like. If the culture's in you, the culture is in you. All that matters is that you represent it with the pride that you can be proud of here today in this matchup between the Maori Allstars and the Indigenous. Probably one of the most culturally relevant games in, well, our game here. Probably the most that I'm going to say game in a sentence because it's about our game. In past meetings between these two teams, the Maori All-Stars have won one and the Indigenous All-Stars have won one. Indigenous obviously won the 2024 game 22-14, 10-6 last year in this matchup here. In the 10-6 result, I was a little nervous because from memory, the Indigenous All-Stars had a much better team named. I remember that Shaq Mitchell was the only one that scored in that one. Shacky Mitchell, boy. I remember getting so hyped when Shaq scored too. Funnily enough, in that game also was Brian Kelly, who's playing for the Parramatta Eels. Not today, but, you know, is playing for the Parramatta Eels this year. Interesting enough, you know, the fact that he's not playing today makes me curious if he is fighting for a starting spot in the Parramatta Eels side coming up soon enough, potentially. In fact, looking at the lineups from last year, you know, Docker-Clay was at halfback. Royce Hunt was in the team. Fisher Harris wasn't lock. He was prop. Leo Thompson wasn't pulled out late. Hammer was at fullback for Indigenous. It was a very good Indigenous All-Stars team, I just have to say, looking at this one here. The Maori All-Stars, though, you know, they had Jordan Ricky Thompson, of course, Marshall King. They had some big players too. So, plenty of talent. That doesn't mean there's not talent in this game today. I think we're going to be looking at this one retrospectively too, because I think that Indigenous backline is pretty damn deadly. Like, okay, I'm just going to say it. All right. Look, yeah, Trey Fuller is a backup fullback, of course, for the Dolphins, but he's a decent fullback there playing for the Indigenous All-Stars. Then you've got Josh Adokar, Jack White, and Jesse Ramian, Alafinia Khan Pereira Braden Trindle and Nico Hines. If that is not some of the best you've seen, what are you on? Funnily enough, this could be the tiebreaker between these two teams here. Apparently, in the 7 times that they have played, it is 3 wins apiece and a singular draw between them here. The Maori All-Stars and the Indigenous. They'll be looking to run on top and be the number 1 in this one coming up. How does Hammer not get selected? It might not be that Hammer wasn't selected, Legend. It might be that the Hammer pulled out of not wanting to be, didn't want to be selected, because that's how it's turned out for a few of them. Like, that's why Hughes isn't playing. That's why Thompson was pulled out, right? He wasn't injured. He was pulled out. A lot of NRL teams just heading into the season don't want to risk their players getting big injuries in this one here. It's unfortunate because I feel like the more players in this game representing the culture, the better. The better performances, the better. But there's just nothing you can be done about it. If the clubs want to prioritize club and the players want to prioritize club, that's how they'll do it. Anyways, legends, 3, 2, 1, let's go. Here we have it. The 2026 All-Stars between Maori and Indigenous is underway. Shaq Mitchell taking the first tackle of the game here. They run through the middle, the Indigenous, who will open up with the ball in this play here. Fisher Harris, in a late move to lock there, takes the position well and folds the Indigenous All-Stars there. Now round through the middle here. It's a good sprint from Tallis Duncan, who will just take the tackle now on the left edge here against the Maori All-Stars here. Lining up with speed now. Braden Trindle hammers that kick forward over to the right here. 20, 10, almost out of play completely there. That was an insane kick from the Indigenous All-Stars there. Keanu Kinney lets it go and will now be moving forward here. We are underway, Jason Reader. Hey, Legend, I'm going for the Maori All-Stars, says Kate Mills. Good to have you in the chat, Kate. That's great to hear, Legend. I hope you enjoy supporting the mighty Maori All-Stars. Now through the middle here, moving forward here. Zach Docker-Clay goes to the right with Dallin Watenya-Zalesniak here. DWZ, don't worry, Zalesniak is his name. Down to the left side now, it's a short pass through the middle here where Casey McLean will take it up. Casey McLean, no stranger to tries. I believe he scored in pretty much every game for the New Zealand Kiwis that he's played in. What a player he is, truly talented and an elite addition to the Panthers. Now around the middle here. Cade, my predictions in this game were DWZ to score anytime with a first try scorer of, I believe it was Josh Padston randomly and Josh Adokar anytime for the Indigenous All-Stars. Feel free to drop me your prediction, Cade, and anyone else who's watching. Zach Docker-Clay now at a clearance in the air from Tamari Martin. Has faced significant setbacks in his career, Tamari. Puts up a big kick there. It's a brilliant kick! And they're going to be forced into a goal line dropout. I have rarely seen that. How does a ball nearly hit the sun and then land like absolute perfected buns on the beautiful try line area? The Indigenous All-Stars put in an awkward position where Trey Fuller has been forced to take the tackle there. And it's a goal line dropout here. The All-Stars collecting it. Here come the Maori All-Stars with the ball now. They've got a brilliant opportunity here. 25 meters out now. Down the middle now. Mwayne Hiroti here from the Sharkies on the 20. Plenty of build-up. Fisher Harris leading forward here. Gets a good pass over to his support there with Jacob Laban. Jacob Laban on the ground now. The New Zealand Indigenous... No, New Zealand. The Indigenous... New Zealand. My God, I'm terrible. Indigenous All-Stars here on the 10-meter line. Defending for their life. Maori All-Stars up through! It's a try! And it's not for the Indigenous number 12, but for the Maori number 12. It is Jacob Laban. Well, yes, Legend, you can't see the game. That's why it's a live stream reaction and not a live stream. We're not showing the game because of copyright. That's how I justify the means to do it. But if you want to actually watch it, it is available free on Channel 9. Who will score first, Legends? Clearly, it's going to be Jacob LeBam, is what we're going to say, because he went LeBam through the try line there for an incredible play. And Jacob LeBam places it down with just one arm. We have ourselves the opener to the 2026 NRL All-Stars Clash. And the home side wins 4-0. Scored the match-winning try last time around. And an underrated young second rower shows off what he's made of once again in our game. Now from in front here to slot the kick in. The Maori All-Stars. Cade Mills says Maori to score the first try of the match. Well, there you go, mate. They did it, Cade. There you go. Slotted it in neatly just for you. Shout out to the 8% here, just here to enjoy the stream. Shout out to the 23% that went with the Indigenous to win. Not a great start from you with the first try, but of course, first tries don't guarantee anything in our game. From in front here, Hiroti to whack it in there. It is 6-0 to the Maori All-Stars in this affair. And what an epic opening that is, by the way. Started off they wouldn't even have the ball if it wasn't for such an incredible kick there from Tamari Martin in the air, completely catching off guard the Indigenous All-Stars backline there. Try feel what was he meant to do there? What was he actually meant to look out for? Because the way that ball happened, the way it connected with the sun, the lighting, curled itself back in, there was just nothing that he could really do. It wasn't exactly long. It was just pinpoint where it went. It went everywhere that you would have prayed for it to go. And, it followed up with a set where they rush on over and managed to get the first try of the game. Now down the left side here, the Indigenous take them down to the ground. Zach Docker-Clay now over to the left side here with speed. Jacob LeBam takes the tackle on the ground there. The Maori All-Stars looking to back themselves up from their opening try-scoring affairs here. Keep the momentum going. Sometimes you just need to keep the engine running to win this one here. You don't need to have the best engine. It just has to be the one that lasts the longest. You can have a great engine, but if it doesn't last, what are you going to do? It's like new and old cars, right? A car that can last 50 years versus a car that will last you about 10 if you're lucky and then absolutely break down for no reason. Pointing out, too, most of the time when the old cars break, it's because they've properly been damaged. Awkward kick there from Martin. And wait, but here we go. We got a challenge coming up here, it looks like. Challenging a touch of the ball. Okay, let's take a look at this. Who will score next, Legends? Oh, probably. Well, I mean, based on momentum right now, it'd be the Maori All-Stars, but momentum can shift so fast in our game that you'll never truly know. I don't think you can say that he touched that. I would not complain, okay? I just want to put that out there if they said he touched that, but I don't think he touched that at all, actually. I don't think he touched that at all. Nah, not happening. Surely not. Could be the Indigenous All-Stars that score next as Cade. Absolutely, it could be Legend. It could be anybody in this one here today between the two. It's not guaranteed at all. Looks like Tamari Martin with his arms up. Yeah, nah. Wait, maybe he did touch it. Yeah, okay. Okay, we got a successful challenge. I'm surprised. I'm really surprised with how inaccurate the bunker can be sometimes. I'm shocked that the bunker made a definitive... Okay, so there was a bad play. All right, okay, we get a full set for the Maori All-Stars. All right, I'll take it. Why not, Legends? Maori All-Stars on the 40 now. Over to the right here, Fisher Harris. Fisher's a hook, line, and sinker. Over to his second rower there down the middle here. Down to the left now. Stepping forward here, Fisher Harris playing like a prime lock here there. Going backwards here. over to Hiroti here. Hiroti, arms out, spins around, does the ballerina flick, held on the 10. Now back round here, they're looping to the left here. Keanu Key looking to show a bit of that X factor that he's got in him there, and he's going to win them a penalty after boosting through the line there, Sonic the Hedgehog style, and Connor Watson gives it away there. Unfortunate for him, the Indigenous All-Stars. High tackle on the Maori All-Star there. On the 10-meter line now. Just crashing forward here. Laban. Should be Laban for how good he is. Long pass to the left here, and he's going to have to flick that backwards, and they get out of jail. Charles-Nickel Klokstad just barely manages to maintain possession after a brilliant back flick pass from Jojo Fafita. Now over to the right here, Fisher Harris just crashes on forward now here. Holder of the fastest ever NRL try as of last year. I think it was under 8 seconds against the Manly Warringah Seagulls. And oh no, quick error there from the Maori All-Stars. I think it was CNK who's knocked the ball on with no pressure on him here. Josh Adokar now on tackle 0, rushes in there to try and make the most of it here. If any player's gonna, it'll be the Fox with his speed today here. A shame not to see him being played for Para today, but, you know, I feel like the Indigenous All-Stars could use a player like that. So fair enough. You know, I think Para's got enough options not to have him there. Connor Watson moves over to Nicholas Hines here. Nico Hines here, over and around. They look for the pass here. It was my mistake of a first try scorer prediction, Josh Padston, who takes it. Now back to Nico. Nico finds the pass here. Nico. It's actually a full Cronulla backline, almost. You know, you got Jesse Ramey and you've got Braden Trent, you got Nico Hines. Whether you call that a bottle job backline or not, it's up to you. Down the middle now. Then over to the right here on the 40 here. Nico Hines finds it. Arms up here, stepping around now. They're moving with it here. Past 1, past 2. Laban works well with his support to get them down here. Docker Clay. Now to the right. Back to the left. No, they're fooling us. It's a pass backwards, and it's going to be a try for Sydney Rooster Blake Steep. And I believe it was my boy Ainsy earlier in the week that said, who needs Payne Haas when you've got Blake Steep running a steep run through the line there, and the Indigenous All-Stars are potentially all square, assuming they get the kick here. And you got to think, surely they do from right in front. Opened up from an amazing run from Connor Swift through the middle. We're going to call him Connor Swift, even though that's not his name. It's Connor Watson. Gets it to Tripula. And then Tripula had a simple offload to do over to Blake Steep, who just crashes on over him with his big speed and his size. There was no one that was going to be able to stop him, even if there was a player even there in the first place. Every day of the week, once that's passed to him, he is scoring. Blake Steep, ladies and gentlemen, has bagged the Indigenous All-Stars their first try of the day. What's going, brother? Game we have on our hands. Indeed, mate. Indeed. It's just started to get going, man. Game on our hands. And I am personally hyped. I don't know about you, CEO, bro, but this should be legendary if it keeps going how it's going in this one here. How's it going with you, though? 14 votes on the poll so far here. 64%. The Maori All-Stars still dominate here. But Indigenous All-Stars fans, you want to change that up a little here? You want to change it up as we go all square officially? Come on, get behind your group. Let's go. Let's get hyped for it. Pump it up. Pump it up. There's not many people that can say that they have a double game day like your boy here on the channel. Indigenous are within 2. Now they're within nada, legend. How are your Eels going to go tonight, brother? I think they're going to go well, legend, personally. I think it's going to be a good game. I think the Parramatta Eels are more likely to dominate than Sharkies, but also that's just my biased opinion, you know. If the Cronulla Sharks perform better, the Cronulla Sharks perform better. We kick off officially again here. The Indigenous All-Stars, quick smash into the line there from the Indigenous here, looking to keep that movement going here. Caden Lars, ladies and gentlemen. Blake Steep now with the tackle here. Our only try scorer for the Indigenous All-Stars as of yet. To be fair, there's only one for the Maori All-Stars too. Now to the right here. Tapping around, Trifula looks for the breakaway here, as we call him on the channel, Trifula. There, down. Down to the right, Connor Watson finds Nicholas Hydes. He can create something from nothing when he wants to. Background middle here. 5th tackle now in this game. Legends, 29 minutes left on the clock here. We are watching this one on Channel 9. It's free to watch on Channel 9, guys. And oh no, goodness me. Penalty given by the referee there, blowing his whistle. What a toot, toot, toot. The ref just loves their whistle, don't they, Legends? They just love their little whistle. And it is the Indigenous All-Stars' ball for an escort done on them now. I hate how they have quarters. Just play 40 minutes, bro. They have breaks during a try, so why do they need more? I know, man. I know. I disagree with quarters in the NRL. I get, like, that's how the AFL does it, but I don't care about them. I don't care about them. I don't want the NRL doing quarters. I want half times as well, Legends. Doing the quarters is just like whatever. It just extends the game way too. Like, it drags it on, essentially, as great as it is. I understand we only get one of it, but still, quarters, come on, man. Come on. Like, they don't need that kind of break. To be fair, though, in defense, no, it's fair enough, man. In their defense, though, I will give them credit for the fact that it limits the risk of injury. I know that there's clubs that get concerned. It's why they pull out a lot of their stars, that this game they'll get injured, because it has happened. But also, I mean, it's a bit of a silly thing, but it's just how it is. They want to be precautionary. They want to prioritize their club. I'd argue even that if this was at the end of the season, hot take potentially here, if this was at the end of the season, you could see potentially more stars or more people that consider it less of a risk to play their players in this. If it wasn't going to impact rounds coming up into the season, they'd only have to worry about long-term big injuries potentially happening. But when it comes to the short term, they'll be fine. Plus, let's face it, you don't really get the hits that are going to injure them for that long usually in the All-Stars anyways. Maori All-Stars get the ball back here on second tackle now. Keeping on pushing forward here. They get to the third now on the 30-meter line here. Not good enough so far. They're going to need something, and instead they're going to give something away. Knock on there from the Maori All-Stars. Zach Docker-Clay getting a bit too excited on the play of the ball here. Yeah, there was a knock on. There was a knock on while it was being served by Hiroti to Zach Docker-Clay. Definitely. And there we have it on the 30 now. Feed at the scrum. The Indigenous All-Stars have the advantage here. If there was ever a chance for them to take the lead, it's right now in this moment here. Braden Trindle to make All-Stars history. We go to the right. Connor Watson, and it's Hiroti stepping around the ledge here, and Hiroti going down here. Here we go. Laban covering him well there with help from his fellow defenders there on the Indigenous All-Stars. Oh, of course I know, CEO. I know. It's fine, CEO. I know exactly who you are, mate. I know you're Walshy. You're fine. Indigenous on the 20 now. Trindle backwards and over here. Overs and unders. Are we going to get any under tries, or is it going to be a kick over the top, bros? Back to the left. And it's a try potentially. Trindle passes it. And Connor Watson. Is this the Indigenous All-Stars or the Roosters All-Stars? To the Indigenous, and they reclaim the lead. Here we go. At the start of the game, they started so quickly with speed. The Maori All-Stars scored and then picked it up, only for the Indigenous to bounce back with two pretty quick Sydney Roosters-esque tries there. And the Indigenous All-Stars have 10 points on the board here with a kick to come. Absolutely brilliant stuff here. And it's the same exact way. It's almost mirrored, actually. Through the line, down the middle. In fact, Connor Watson deserves great credit here. Connor Watson involved in both tries today in this one between the two clubs. Player breaks through the middle, offload from a spine player, and clean run through for the forward, Easy stuff. That's exactly how it's been every single time in this one here. Wonder if Jaden will get a try. He's on the bench right now. Potentially. I don't know how I feel about having a halfback and a fullback on the bench personally, but I'm not the Indigenous All-Stars, so that's just my opinion. I don't think it benefits the side enough to have them both there. Even though I don't like Josh, I know how much this culture means to him. Yeah, exactly. I think that's something you have to. Well, you don't have to. People are entitled to their opinions, but I think it's something that people could try to understand is how much the cultures mean to the people related to them. Like it's more than just it's more than just this that. It's cherished. It's special. It's you gotta respect that much at least about people. But yeah, 12-6 here, and we kick off again. The Maori All-Stars on the back foot this time now. Unable to hold on against the Indigenous. They prove it again now. Oh, goodness me. With a penalty to the Indigenous again. Again, dangerous tackle, Nakora. Watching it. Yeah, scoops him down. If the players next to him aren't too careful, that ends up being a really bad injury. I think full-time score will be full-time Sharks 30, Eels 32. Oh, close game from UK. Crazy decision there. I have never liked Josh since he punched Walshy in Origin, but I respect him because he is the nice person IRL, and his blogs he donates to charities. You know what? Fair enough, legend. Fair enough. If you don't have to like him, but if you can respect that, good on you, I say. Try Buller! Ball back down the right! Breaks onto the 10-meter line. Took a desperate tackle from the Maoris. Now to the left side here. Trindle again. Gets it to Josh Adokar with speed. And he trips over, but it won't matter because it was a zip. It was a sidestep. The box is over! And Josh Adokar has a try for the Indigenous All-Stars. Deadly choices have deadly results. The try fueling, scoring assister there. Try fueler off a brilliant run, goes to Hines, goes to Trindle, over to the left side, Jackie Boy, and Fox could just fly over so easily there here. Maybe we need to keep talking about Josh. Maybe we do, man. It's the man of the hour. The boy himself. The Parramatta Eel. The Canterbury Bankstown Bulldog. The West Tiger. The Melbourne Storm Cheats player. However you want to refer to him as. He is all of the above. And most importantly for today, a proud Indigenous man. Wait a second, legends. Wait a second. The bunker might just disallow this one. Outside player comes in. Makes contact. Oh, no way. They're going to disallow this. They're going to disallow it. Let's go for the Maori All-Stars. They're going to disallow it. Oh, Josh Adokar. Poor bugger. Poor bugger indeed. It's a penalty. It's going to remain 12-6. For those of you wondering what happened, interference in the defense. A player was pushed over. Goodness me. I don't know if that really impacts the play, but rules are rules. But Phil set that up. He deserves a spot in the 17 for the Dolphins. It's such a shame that he's playing for the Dolphins because he's a good enough fullback to start somewhere. 100% CO. It was disallowed because the defender was pushed down, legend. I don't know if the defender would have been able to get to them anyways, but it's fair enough, especially with the argument that Fox trips over. Maybe that play is ready for him, I guess I understand the ref's call there. Long pass to the right here. DWZ, too good defense from the Indigenous. He can't break through the line there. and down he goes to the ground. Zach Docker-Clay now to the left side here. Stepping around now here for the Maori All-Stars. And they go down 15 metres out on fifth tackle here. Fisher Harris tries to fish themselves an equaliser here to Tamari Martin. Hiroti, and Hiroti goes on the ground. What are you doing, man? On fifth tackle there. And they're going to hand it straight back to the Indigenous All-Stars with no fuss whatsoever. I'm sad half of my Broncos boys are in England and not playing in this like Ricky and Stags, etc. I know, CO. I know. Some of those Broncos boys should be in this game, but they won't because of the club challenge, which we will be streaming on the channel, Legends. Why doesn't Walshy play by our Indigenous? He probably decides not to, Legend. He probably decides not to, in all honesty with you. Not every player that's eligible wants to play in every single one. Ridakama! Good to see ya! Drops into the chat. Sorry I'm late. That's all good, man. You're here now. You're here now. Come on in. Enjoy. Have a fun time with us in the stream here. Good kick in the air from Braden Trindle, Legends. And it's a chase. Beautiful catch there from Maori. Oh, my God. Tamari Martin now with service. Come on, Martin. Put up a kick like that first one you did. Back through to the left here. Jack Whiten with a good tackle on the Maori All-Stars here. Hiroti now down the middle. Putting up with it here. Docker-Clay with service. He's not highlighted for it much. Tamari Martin tries to show off some of his kicking ability there. That's a knock-on from the Maori All-Stars there. The referee will call it. And the Indigenous will get it back here. He tried. It's my fault, Legends. It's my fault. It's my fault. It's all on me why they didn't score there. I told him to do that kick. It should have gone to someone else. TJC messed it up for them. It's all on me. I can't believe Leo Thompson did his calf. Ridiculous. Would have loved to have had Leo Thompson in this game, Legend. It's a shame that he can't be in it, but we have to survive, don't we? We have to keep going with it. Anyways, Legends, first half is on a break now because they are having a drinks break. Once they've wrapped up the drinks break, we will be back with the first half here. I personally am not a fan of that, by the way, the quarters in NRL, but they do it a lot in the off season. It's just not something that I'm huge on. I understand it's to avoid injuries, but it really slows down the momentum of the game at times. Sometimes it can be a benefit. You don't know how the game would have gone if it didn't have that, but I don't know. For me personally, it just never happened in the actual season is what I'll say. Never happened in the actual season. The actual season deserves what it's got, I like what it has at the moment. 21 votes so far on the poll here at the quarter. 48% of you have gone with the Maori All-Stars. The Indigenous All-Stars have come back, though, on the poll with 33% here. 19% of you just want to enjoy the stream, and I appreciate the 19% of you as well as the rest of you just as much. But thank you, 19%. Indigenous All-Stars climbing up slowly, ever so slightly. They're like you're walking down the street and somebody coincidentally keeps walking the same direction as you, and you're like, stop following me. Stop following me! The Maori All-Stars maintain that lead for now in front, but how long till the Indigenous catch up into them? Okay, what's up, Legend? I can't believe Leo Thompson. I'm just going to be in the stream until Jaden Campbell gets on the field. Fair enough, Legend. Fair enough. When Jaden Campbell gets on the field, you want to edit. That's all good. Mate, when Jaden Campbell gets on the field, we'll be hyping up Jaden Campbell here on the stream. I just personally don't think that it's... I'll keep saying it again and again. It does not benefit a bench. And I'm worried for them. As much as I prefer the Maori All-Stars to win, I'm worried for the Indigenous All-Stars right now because, while, yes, they're playing better, what happens when they get tired? Because at the moment, their bench prioritizes the halves and the back line. What about the forward pack? If the forward pack's absolutely gutted, you leave yourself open for those line breaks. The quick players will outdo them here. You know, like Joe Chan, Preston Ricky, Trent Talau, you don't think about it, but like they're pretty decent. You know, yeah, it's hypocritical as Trent Talau's a half, but like one half on your bench isn't that bad. It's having two spine players that worries me. Unless you're going to move Jaden Campbell to a center or a wing position, or you just don't. I guess Trifle you don't trust for like a full 80, but I don't know. I think Trifle has shown himself to be fine enough for a full 80. Ridikama's asking, where is that Sharks trial being played between the Parramatta Eels and the Cronulla Sharks? Well, it's been played at Henson Park, Ridikama. I'm actually looking forward to it here today. It'll be our first of only a few streams of the Parramatta Eels here on the channel because most of them I will be at the actual game for them. So for those ones, we won't actually be able to do streams on those days when Para playing. But for this one today, we are streaming it here. We won't be streaming the next one when they play the Roosters. I will be at that one. But this one, yes. Yes, we will be streaming it here later. At around 5:50, the stream will be due to start to 6 o'clock potentially. Anyways, legends, the first half is actually back now. So let's get on with it here. And we'll be at halftime once this is over in 19 minutes. Indigenous All-Stars down the middle now. That's good. Anyways, who did you go for? Indigenous, the Maori All-Stars legend, because I am part Maori. My grandfather was from 2 separate tribes, actually, legend. As we said earlier on the stream. Maori All-Stars get the ball back here after a long kick from the Indigenous All-Stars. And now on the 20-meter line, here they go at it here. TJC had a pause in his brain there for a second. He felt the load logo kind of popping above his head for a second. Here we go. Jess, down the left here. Jesse Arthurs is officially on the field for the Maori All-Stars here. Stepping down to the left here, Casey McLean now with speed. I'm surprised Casey hasn't looked more like scoring in this game, to be honest with you, with how he's done. Background right here. Henson Park is about 30 to 35 minutes from where I live. It's not too far away. Of course it's not too far away. Of course it's not too far away. It's actually my decision between the 2 games I could go to the one at the Roosters. Down to the left here, stepping around, Keanu Kitty now. Kitty, a favourite in Supercoach at the moment, especially if he can get a try today. And the referee is telling him to retake the play of the ball here. Okay. Clearance in the air here from Tamari Martin here, and Starton Martin gets it over to the 12 here with Josh Adokar. I'm surprised the ref doesn't say anything about that 3-player collision into the ground there. The Maori All-Stars are looking at the ref like he should be doing something there, but the Indigenous don't care. They're crushing it into the line there, held on the ground here. Good to hear you're doing well, legend. Almost around here. Just taking the tackle. Back to the left here. Connor Watson finds the offload here, in and around. It's a beautiful pass there. Offload after offload. The Maori All-Stars have been shown to be weak to it here. Josh Adokar tries to make the most of it. He looks up at the ref asking if he was onside there. The ref says, yep, he was fine. And we move back over here. They're on the Maori's 40 at the moment here. Just taking the tackle now on the ground here. Down to the left, Blake Steep. Stepping over with it now. And now Steep is man forced back. He wins 6 again, though, for the Indigenous All-Stars in a lucky moment there. Indigenous All-Stars now. To be fair, if I were to be told who has been the better team of the first half, or the majority of the first half as is, you'd have to say the Indigenous All-Stars with how they played today here. On the back here, finds the pass, Jesse Rami, and over to Nicholas Hines here. Nicholas Hines around now and gets it back here. The pass is bound again. Maori All-Stars desperate to defend this one here. Nico Hines finds the way around Jack White, and here Jackie Boy flick passes over to the Josh Adokar, the Fox himself. What does the Fox say? The Fox says, I'm going to get up and take a tackle on the 10-meter line here. Connor Watson with service here. Got to make it count in this play. Nicholas Hines over to Trindle. Trindle with a low kick. And the Chris Pringle himself. Here we have it. Charles Nickel-Klokstad gets the ball. There was just space around Charles Nickel-Klokstad, and he takes prime advantage of it. And it looks like Tamari Martin is starting to feel a smarting in his legs. Uppers, and that's an awkward offload there. I'll be surprised if the ref doesn't rule that it was forward. And the ref is going to say, yeah, forward. And the Indigenous All-Stars so quickly off of the Maori All-Stars is too fast ambition will get themselves the ball. Possession is theirs to lose now. Oh. To be honest, you'd argue from the tackle that injured Martin that Josh Adokar should be the one that's more hurt, the way his leg got twisted there on the tackle from DWZ. Probably just a bit too quick to the ground there. Takes him down. Okay, might be a close one. Might just be a close one, is Cade Mills' prediction. I'm going to say Para. I think they are playing a stronger side than the Sharks today. Couldn't agree more with Renakama looking at the teams. I think that it's hard to argue that Para are naming a stronger side. Round to the left, though, what we have said about teams in the past in this preseason that have played stronger sides, that doesn't necessarily mean they're going to do better. They should do better, but it doesn't mean they necessarily will. Nelson Semenyo jumps into the chat and says, hey, mate. Hey, Nelson Semenyo, good to have you here. How you doing, bro? You supporting a team in this one or tipping one? Down to the left here. Trindle finds Blake Steep. Mate, imagine if Blake Steep could get a double. Blake Steep, no way. Fifth tackle here, 20 meters gain. And it's a penalty. It's actually a penalty. Oh, goodness me. High shot on the player. And the Indigenous All-Stars are going to be getting it on the 10-meter. Do you take the kick potentially to have that little cushion? Or are they just going to go for the try again? For me, I'd argue you just go for two. But no, they're going to go for it. How are you, Pep? I meant who you going for in this one, but all good. Good to see you support Panthers. And Indigenous All-Stars for the win, says Nelson Semenyo. Good on you, mate. May the best team win. Indigenous All-Stars with the backwards pass here. I hope it was a backwards pass because let's face it, it was a backwards pass. They should not have the ball. Gets it to Tallis Duncan now. Tallis Duncan with the ball here. Duncan goes down now. And then to the right here, Connor Watson finds his way over to Trindle, and that's a pretty poor pass there. Bad knock on, and it lands straight in the hands of C&K here, who will just go to the ground there. Charles Nickel-Klokstad held on the ground here. And here we move it. Here we move it. Over to the middle. Just with speed here, the Indigenous All-Stars holding them out well in the defense here. And so far, they've had good control of the game. We go to the middle now. Third tackle here. 12 minutes left on the clock. Indigenous All-Stars. Maori offload. And that's got to be 6 again. The Indigenous definitely interacted with that. And the referee is going to say no, but it's a penalty for the Maori All-Stars. Either way, it's a win for the Maori. But for me personally, I thought that there should have been a 6 again anyways. He goes well at great speed here and gets it down. Josh Adokar is playing great. Oh, he is, mate. He's playing brilliantly. He probably should have a try by now. He could have had a try if it wasn't disallowed from the defense, but agreed. Josh Adokar is playing well in this game. In fact, a lot of the Indigenous All-Stars. Connor Watson. Shout out to Connor Watson. He's been impressive today too. Now down the left side here, the Indigenous on the biggest back foot that they have for the last, I'd argue, 15 to 20 minutes. Round to 5 meters out here. The Indigenous on the back pedal. Nakora dummies. Nakora into the line. Nakora unable to break through with it here. Now to the left. Finds the pass. Over to the middle now. It's a good pass from Manaya Watare. On the 10 again. They've just got one more tackle left here. Fisher Harris goes to Nakora. Nakora kicks for DWZ. And the Maori All-Stars have potentially put it all square. DWZ, as we said earlier, don't worry, Zelesniak. He will bag you a try when you need it most. 10-12. And the Maori All-Stars showing why you can never count out either side in this kind of game. First one comes back, then the other's going to try and come back. All square affair here. Game on is what the Maori All-Stars have just said. Jack Whiten put in a brilliant effort to try and defend him, but he outdoes Whiten and flips on over for what will be considered an incredible piece of effort and grounding. And the New Zealand Warriors winger there scores an exceptionally well fought for try there. And honestly, one of the most fun players to commentate in the game, just because of his name even. Dallin with 10 years of Lesniak is just absolutely legendary. The winger and fullback represented New Zealand at international level. And now Adam Popbay from the sideline here. He's the designated goal kicker now. Takes the kick. And no! No! They've missed the kick! They've missed the kick! And the New Zealand Warriors wingers try will not be amounting to an equaliser just yet. The 2-point lead is still the Indigenous All-Stars, but momentum is a huge thing in this game, and the Indigenous All-Stars are going to have to take it back from the Maori All-Stars. Celebrate. Celebrate. And that is why it's at 46% at the poll to Maori All-Stars. Down the left side now, pushing women's here. We need the champs going their way right now. 8.5 minutes left on the clock here. Jesse Arthurs with speed. Jesse Arthurs, mate, what a year he had for the Broncos. Over to the right now, down the middle. Fisher Harris, arms out here. Number 13 there. Multiple-time premiership winner. 4-time premiership winner, I'm pretty sure. At least 3-time. Takes it. Over to the right now. Down the middle here. Keanu Kitty takes the tackle now. Kitty on the ground here. Keanu Kitty looking for service. Finds Nikora now. Nikora. Bryson Nikora can't find anybody. And did he even kick that? It was a low kick, but did he even kick it? I think it could be a knock-on from the Indigenous too. Mate, I don't even know what happened there. The boot, it clearly went forward as it was a glitch in the Matrix. It like hit the boot, but it didn't hit the boot. It hit the boot, but didn't. What the heck? Bro hit it with air. And now the Maori All-Stars will have a brand new set on their hands after that knock-on here. Waitere to the right. Docker Clay now down the middle here. Has to be wrapped up neatly there by Shaq Mitchell here. The best Shaq that's played in sport. Now to the right here. Arms out. With a determination like no other. They get 25 metres out from the try line. For those watching at home, Maori All-Stars are attacking to the left, to the right. And the Indigenous All-Stars vice versa. CNK with a dummy pass, but the dummy pass just tricks them into actually going for him. And the fullback's tackled on the 20 now. Now over to the middle here. Jacob Labardi got the first try of the game. Can he get the second? I mean, the third. His second. Low kick. Hits the post, which slows it down. And that's a grounding there from the Indigenous All-Stars. Fisher Harris grounds it anyways, thinking he's got a try. He didn't think the Indigenous got it. He didn't think the Indigenous All-Star grounded that. He thought it was his try. James Fisher Harris, ladies and gentlemen, we'll take a look. He grounds that. He does ground that, the Indigenous All-Star. Braden Trindle does ground that. It'll be a goal line dropout. Poor Fisher Harris thought he had himself a try. A nice long kick there now. And running with the ball here is Joe Chan. We were talking about him earlier. And here we potentially have an example of how benches can win your games. Over to the right now. Indigenous All-Stars constantly on the back pedal the last 3 or 4 minutes. We move to the left side again. Adam Pompey there. In the city that we love. To the left. Gets it over. Harbs linking up nicely there. Maori All-Stars would be winning by a landslide if Leo Thompson was playing. Probably Britta Carper. But we can't stress on ifs, buts, and maybes, right? It's what's in front of us that we have to focus on. Oh my God, extremely awkward, but I think Jesse Harpers has just gotten the Maori All-Stars a leading try. I think they've reclaimed the lead again here. They'll review it, but the Maori All-Stars have surely scored themselves the lead. We'll take a look at it in the bunker here, but a try could be coming up for them. Watching it. Okay, so is Pompey held like before he gets the pass off? Probably not. And there's no knock on into anyone, right? There's just a straight up pass. I think that's the awkward decision that the ref has to make up here. It's such a blow for the Dogs. They wait to see him play. Oh, mate, he's going to be huge for the Dogs, Leo Thompson. Leo Thompson's such a good signing for them. Like at Newcastle Knights, he was doing well, but at the Dogs, he's going to be huge. Well, he is huge, but he's going to be even huger. I think that after this one from Pompey, if they rule that was okay, then it from here on in will be a try. Okay, they're probably not going to say that that's okay. I don't think that the Maori All-Stars are clean with the Pompey play there. All right, legends. We have a decision. No try here for the Maori All-Stars. The Indigenous All-Stars can breathe a sigh of relief. They've held on for what's got to be 2 or 3 straight sets here. And now the Indigenous All-Stars. Oh, huge tackle there from the Maori All-Stars. They push them back over to near their try line. They're keeping them in the 10 here, the Maori All-Stars. They just won't stop. As fierce as tigers. Down to the right here. And oh my God, you got to give a huge shout out to number 14 for the Maori All-Stars there. Trent Talau, he has been on fire in the last 3 tackles here. Gets them onto 35 meters out. And guess who's officially on the field, legends? It's Jaden Campbell there. Jaden Campbell on the ground here. And Trindle's going to clear it in the air. Preston would be proud here. Gets it far over to the 10. Moving around here. Sidestep, skips onto the ground now. And coming off the field here in a change is Hoepo Peru is gone for the Indigenous All-Stars. Coming on will probably be Oliver Pascoe or Blake Steep. Taking the tackle here. Brent Wolf is officially on the field, by the way. All the way around here. DWZ. Connor Watson and Paxton just wrapping him up there. And we got a bit of a disagreement between the Maori and Indigenous All-Stars here in this one. A bit of beef coming up potentially. O'Sullivan was such a great signing too. Oh, O'Sullivan is a good signing for you. I rated O'Sullivan when he was at the Dolphins, before he was at the Dolphins. I really liked Sean O'Sullivan. In fact, I rated him as, back before he was at the... Where is it? I'm trying to put a timeline here for you with Sean O'Sullivan, because we can never stop talking enough about Sean O'Sullivan, who's recently with the Dogs. I remember when he was playing for the Panthers as a backup in 2022. And my personal preference for the Panthers, if I was the boss, was that, look, it benefited them in the end. They got Talangi, but Sean O'Sullivan was my favorite to be like that if they lost Luai, If they lost Luai, him being the guy for them. But long kick here from the Maori All-Stars. Indigenous could be held in the goal here in a second if they're not too careful. And they are! Goal line dropout! Jesse Harper's showing off some of that trademark speed he has. It's no prime box, but it's quick enough for that. And the Maori All-Stars putting the pressure on the Indigenous once again here. Just look at that. I can't believe that he's got a good 20 meters on him. To get back there quick enough to do it is insane. And here they go here. Through the middle now, past the halfway line. With speed here. In fact, I didn't even realize it. But Sean O'Sullivan, that we just mentioned before, has literally been the definition of a journeyman. 2018 with the Roosters, he played 1 game and scored a try. Went to Broncos, played 8 games. Went to Warriors, played 12 games. Went to Panthers, went to Dolphins, and now is at the Bulldogs. He has played for 6 of the 17 NRL teams, legends. Insane. Over to the right here. And just on the ground there goes the Maoris. Back to the left here. 2 tackles left in the set, and they're right there on the cusp of a try here, the Maori All-Stars. All it would take is 1 try to make themselves all it would take is 1 try to give themselves that lead. Finds it, Kitty, goes to Fisher-Harris. Goes over to the right here. It's a long kick from the number 14, Josh Adokar, and that is out of play there. Did an Indigenous All-Star hand touch it, or is it fine? I think it's okay, and then it's going to be a tap for the Indigenous All-Stars. If we lose Birdo, we've got a guy. You've got a very good guy, legend. I also played a game for the New South Wales residents, Sean O'Sullivan. Held on the 30-meter line now. Down the middle here. The New Zealand Maoris still dominating on the pole. Back round to left here. Onto the halfway line now. 1.5 minutes left in the first half before we go to halftime here. The referee stepping in now, legends. To say Fisher-Harris with the mistake here now. So much NRL experience doesn't do you any good sometimes. How can I watch live? It's on Channel 9 Fox League Kayo, legend. Football Minecraft Net says, hey, what's good? Hey, everything's good, man. Everything's good right now. Except for the Maoris trailing, but we can live with that. Blake Steep over to the right here. Joe Chan gets him down. And I'm loving the name on the back of the jerseys, by the way, Wolf. Wolf. Goes over to the right here. Nico Hyde's quick with speed here. Gets to the 10-meter line now. Blake Steep. Just going tippy-tippy. Of course, I'm going for the Maori All-Stars. I'm going for the one that I am. And the Indigenous held on the 10-meter line. Goes to Nicholas Hydes here. No, he dummies instead. He holds the ball. He hogs it. He hogs it. And looks like the referee is going to rule that he also knocked it on too. Wolf, ladies and gentlemen, with the error there. And the Maori All-Stars off of defense from Keanu Kitty, the Gold Coast Titans' future, have bagged themselves an error. There we have it. And now on the 10-meter line here, the Maori All-Stars get it. But they're probably only going to get a play of the ball if they're lucky here with it being a scrum. Probably don't do it in time. And yeah, there we have it, legends. Halftime here at FMG Stadium, Waikato, Hamilton, New Zealand. What a game we have had here. The Maoris trail at the break here with the Indigenous All-Stars on top. Maori All-Stars did take the early lead, but were unable to maintain it. We've still got We've still got another drinks break as well as halftime to go before the second half, but it's going to be legendary when it comes apart. Let's go, legends. Now it's time for the TJC Sports Halftime Show with your host, TJC Sports. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Heck yeah, legends. Oh, yeah. Follow me. You going for it too, legend? Awesome, mate. Good to hear that you're going for it too. For those of you who missed the game so far, for the Maori All-Stars, we opened it up with Jacob Laban scoring in the 3rd minute of game time.
Then Blake Steep scored in the 8th, Connor Watson in the 14th, and then Dylan Matenya-Zalesniak scored on the 29th minute there in the thing. So 12-10 at half time here. The Maori All-Stars they're all square when it comes to tries, but simply just missed one kick, and that's all it takes. One kick is all it takes to lose a game. Endless possibility. That's how it goes. The Maori All-Stars, unfortunate not to be all square at halftime here, but you know what? Overall, you'd have to argue for who's been better for more of the first half. The Maori All-Stars did deserve the lead at halftime in this one here between the two teams. And in the battle of captains between Nico Hines and Fisher Harris, though, I'd argue Fisher Harris has been more vocal, but credit where it's due to Nico Hines. He hasn't faltered necessarily in this game here. It's been good between the two. Maoris will come back, says Cade Mills. You reckon, Cade? I hope so. I hope so, man. I don't know. I'm praying for it. I think that they've shown great signs for it. They've done much better towards the end and at the start of the first half. They just had that period where they let the Indigenous take control of it all. But I did say that I thought Maori All-Stars would pick up later on, and I was proven right here when when they got that try from DWZ. Look, you could argue it was momentum, but I'd also like to argue the bench just simply improved between them there. Like, for me, the bench the Maori All-Stars have just complements what they've named better than the Indigenous, and it showed. And it showed for the final few minutes. I think the Indigenous overall have the slightly better side, but when it comes to that 2-point lead, it's nothing. It's nothing. A second half can change it completely. Between the two quarters coming up, who knows? But I personally think that the Indigenous All-Stars have been the overall better team. I just hope that the Maori All-Stars can come back in this one and bounce back with it. Indigenous have better players. Yeah, but sometimes it's not about the better players. A lot of the time, the New South Wales Blues have better players, but Queensland still absolutely make them their children. That's the best way to put it. Make them their children. Put them on a leash. You know, walk them around for a little bit, let them have a bite, and then absolutely obliterate them. I mean, like, it's like comparing an elite team to a world champions team, right? Like, that's kind of the skill range, or like the experience at the very least range we're going between the two. I think it's underrated, though, the ability that the Maori All-Stars backline does have, though. Like, yes, on name, Indigenous is bigger, but... And I say this as somebody who likes them. I don't think Fox or Whiten are playing their prime footy. I'm not saying they're bad, but they're not prime footy. Trifle is a backup fullback, you know. Khan Pereira is questionable when it comes to defense, even though he's an incredible attacker. You know, and Trindle's Trindle. Trindle's just Pringles to me. Yeah, but C&K, great player for the Warriors, and it's hard to not imagine that he's a Raider when he was. Casey McLean, literally one of the best New Zealand centers in a while. Jojo Fafita, solid. Keanu Kinney is going to be a superstar in the future. And you could argue already shows the signs of being one in the upcoming season, potentially, if he gets things right with his playing ability. And if the club can play him the right way too. You know, but a huge player that deserves credit for why the Indigenous All-Stars are in the league that they're in is Connor Watson. I mean, come on, man. Connor Watson, the way that he created the opportunity for both those tries is just not everyday stuff. All right? And it amazes me that he's more of a hooking utility for the New South Wales Blues because he is so solid. It really shows you the age we're living in with players, that players like Connor Watson are considered the backups, legends. Like, goodness me. Really surprises me, legends, you know, the way that goes. Also, shout out to you guys who watched the Charity Shield last last night. I think that no, wait, that's the second stream that hit 1K viewers. Apparently, Cowboys, the Panthers also hit 1K viewers. Appreciate you, legends. Thank you very much for that. Good on yous. Doing amazing stuff here on the channel, and it's only pre-season. We're not even at the actual season yet, which is going to be even more legendary for us. Let's go. Gotta pump it up. Pump it up. Got to pump it up. I'll see you guys in a minute here. Just gonna take a quick. I don't usually take a break, but I'm just gonna go for like a minute here. I'll be right back. All right. Back. Told you it'd only be a few minutes, legends. Good to have you guys sticking around. Hope you're doing well. See you, legend, bit when you're back. You're going to see me now, legend, now that I'm back officially right now, ready for a big second half that'll be underway very soon. In terms of players to shout out for this one, of course, we already shouted out Connor Watson, but also Keanu Kinney. His defensive efforts today should not be ignored. The impact that he's had on the Maori All-Stars in that aspect has been impressive today here, legends. We're just going to do that. Shout out to the 31 people who have voted so far. 48% of you going with the Maori All-Stars to win in this one. 35% going with the Indigenous All-Stars. And just 16%. You're here to enjoy the stream. Appreciate you very much. 48% though. The Maori All-Stars, they keep their fans backing them here, all right? They're standing by it because a lot of those votes have come after the Indigenous League. So there seems to be a precedent here. You guys believe the Maori All-Stars will come back. And you know what? It'll be very historic in how this game goes because it is very common. It's very common with the Maori All-Stars. They don't lead for the whole game. They get that lead and then hold on last 10. That's what happens always with the Maori All-Stars. Indigenous name a better team, a better looking team in names. Maori All-Stars hold on, bounce back, second half comeback. It's how it goes in these ones here. To do it again would be pretty expected, to be honest with you, but can see it easily happening here in this one, legends. DWZ's already got a try, and Josh Adekar's got one, and I believe that my first try scorer was Patson, who hasn't even scored. But that's why you take a bold one, legends, for the fun of it. Because if it happens, you look like a genius. If it doesn't happen, it doesn't happen. What are you going to do, right, guys? Come on here. It just makes sense. It just adds up. It just, some things add up. You got to eat and drink to survive. You gotta watch power play. This is one of those things that just goes with life. Moves on, keeps going. Honestly, I think my favorite battle today has been the battle of the fullbacks here between Keanu Kinney and Trey Fuller. I think that despite the fact that Fuller's a backup and Kinney's only just breaking into the NRL, really, those two have really shown abilities today like no other here. Fox has been all right too. I've noticed some of you point this out to me. Josh Adokar has been decent today as well, but I would like to say that I do think Josh Adokar can be better given the service. I feel like when he's been given the service, he has been brilliant today. In fact, you know what? That really shows you how promising this season for Para might be, with the fact that Mitchell Moses, if there's a player, a halfback that's going to make sure he gets service, it is Mitchell Moses versus with Josh Adokar taking on the Melbourne Storm round one. Going to be a legendary game, that, because breaking the round one drought. But before that, we got to play Cronulla in pre-season, so let's do that first and get through it, legends, before we do anything else. In this one here, you got it. Actually, speaking of the Parramatta's the Cronulla Sharks, seriously cannot wait for that one here. So much to look forward to with that as well. You know, like but there's a lot of boys here that will be in some way in the Parramatta side, you know. And they've even made some late changes that I will talk about when we get to that, legends. How long left at the halftime show, legend? Don't worry, not too much to go, man. Second half will be underway very, 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 very soon. As we said before, don't you stress about that, legend. Looks like we've got a few late changes, actually. Interesting. We'll get into that when it's time for that. But for now, it's time to get on with the second half here between the Indigenous All-Stars and the Maori All-Stars here. Indigenous led at halftime by 2 points due to 1 goal kick. Will it change in the second half, though? Will fortunes favour the previously less bold? We find out in 3, 2, 1. Second half underway here. Maori All-Stars versus Indigenous. The Indigenous, we got a short kick-off here, and the Maori All-Stars end up with the ball somehow. Somehow the Maori All-Stars have ended up with the ball off the Indigenous short kick-off here. DWZ forward now, rushing women here. He scored the try that should have put the ball square, and down he goes. Over to Zach Docker-Clay, who moves to Fisher Harris here. Fisher Harris finds his way to LeBam. There goes LeBam into the line there, held on the ground now. Back round to the right here with speed. C&K, Charles Nickel clocks that speed. You can't clock that speed. Held on the 45. Zach Docker-Clay. And on third tackle here, they're going to make it over to the halfway line now before going down. Charles Nickel Clockstad over to the left here now. Just spinning around there. There's no doubt the abilities of either player playing today for any side, but there's definitely been bigger performers than others. Just leaping in the air there for the Indigenous All-Stars, there is Jaden Campbell, who goes to the ground. Over to the middle now. And with speed here, Toi takes the tackle. Quick steps here from the Indigenous All-Stars, looking to have a fast start to this one. Honestly, even a try could change this game's momentum. I think even a try could be the winner for Indigenous if they could get it here in this one, even with the breaks and all that here. 13 out of 18 completed sets for the Indigenous. 12 out of 16 for the Maori All-Stars here. And they get over to the 40 now, where it's going to be a clearance from Nico Hines here. Over to the middle, and in the 30-meter line, we will have Keanu Kitty with it. Kitty passes the DWZ. WZ up with it now, looks for the pass now, and DWZ cannot find it here. Held on the ground there. Almost around here. Blake Steep, great defender there. Sydney Roosters' future star lock there. And Keanu Kitty, with an anticlimactic play there, lands on the ground. Nicholas Hines just doing the simple stuff for the Indigenous All-Stars there. Back round to left here. 37 minutes on the clock here. Third tackle here becomes the... There we go. That's actually going to be much better. Yeah, fourth tackle. Round to the right now. Maori All-Stars, they're 40 meters away on the last tackle of the play here. Could we see something? A beautifully high kick in the air here. And the Maori All-Stars unable to reach up before the Indigenous collect now. They could do this all day, couldn't they? This fight. Josh Adokar fends 1, but couldn't fend 2. 3 and 4 coming in support here. Where's 5 more? We want more. Josh Adokar on the ground here. Finds the pass to Whiten. Jackie boy, as we should say, on the ground then. Jack Whiten. Dalian winner. Goes over to Steep. And Blake Steep has been a surprisingly decent addition to the Indigenous All-Stars this year. Probably could argue adding him again in the near future. Tamari Martin ruled out with an ankle injury. This just in, legends. Tamari Martin is out with an ankle injury. 5th tackle for the Indigenous All-Stars. And they get their own kick here. And it's a chase from Trendall. And the referee's going to call it back. Shout out to Tamari Martin, though. Unfortunate for the injured ankle, but he will be gone for this game. And the injury to Tamari Martin is exactly why clubs worry about injuries to their players. But even so I do wish more stars still played anyways. And that's a rough hit on Nakora here. Right to Nakora. Just giving it a good look. Talking to the trainer here. Copped a good blow from the ball to the head. I love it when they zoom at the crowd sometimes. The kids. Funny stuff all around here. The referee just having his words, having a talk, making sure everything's good here. Doing his job, which not all of them do. And Bryson Nakora will have to come off here for the Maori All-Stars, of course. So here we will have a change, legends. Bryson Nakora is off the field now for the Maori All-Stars. Probably the rest of his game now. Unlikely to come back, assuming. And now taking the penalty that they got, the Indigenous All-Stars, for a play at it. More than one in. The Indigenous run into the line here. Jack White, and it's a full set on the 30-metre line on the Maori All-Stars' end here. Down the line they run now here. The Maori All-Stars on the ground. Back to the right here. Nico Hines finds his way over to Josh Paxton there. Josh Paxton tries to fend them off, but when you take it on 2 or 3 Maori boys, what are you going to do? Over to Wolf them. And Trindle with the low kick. And Josh Adokar uses his speed to score. And they disallowed him earlier, but they won't be able to do it this time. Josh Adokar. And the Fox says try. And let's try, baby. The Indigenous All-Stars officially extend their lead to 16-10 with a kick to come here. Has Josh Adokar just given the Indigenous All-Stars the lead that they sorely needed to be able to guarantee victory today? Or will the Maori All-Stars respond with a big try? And will the Indigenous All-Stars be unable to bag this kick? We'll find out shortly here when we get back to it. Josh Adokar, ladies and gentlemen, with an absolutely exceptional moment there. He had a clean run through, showing off his speed there. That was almost prime box-esque. He was back in a storm jumper for that one. And the Tigers continue to cry on what they missed out on as he wears the orange and does it again. Josh Adokar with what could have been 2 tries if it weren't for the interception on his first one. And now from the sideline here, the Indigenous All-Stars. Nico Hines from the sideline here. Looking into the air. He's not a bad kicker, Nicholas Hines. Preston Campbell medal winner in 2023 in this game as well. If he slots this one in, it's a tough run back for the Maori All-Stars to make it 8 points. He's scuffed it. He's scuffed it. It's only a 6-point lead. And the Maori All-Stars still have a chance. Josh Adokar, though, don't take it away from him. What a try. And the number 2 has 1 to his name today. in this incredible game and its history. The Maori All-Stars trailing by a converted try as we enter the rest of the second half here. Made by and even created better by Australia. There you go. Moving forward here. Shakai Mitchell now crashes onto the ground here. Moves to the left. It's a good pass over to Whoop. Here we go. Moving forward. And it has to be none other than Manai Watare getting him down on the ground there. Joe Chan waiting for it here. And wait. Penalty for the Indigenous All-Stars. That's not what the Maori All-Stars would have wanted here. They wanted to force the error and get themselves a huge opportunity, but it wasn't going to happen. Indigenous take the kick. And now on the 20-meter line here. Indigenous All-Stars rushing forward now into the line here. The Indigenous All-Stars go to the ground. And breaking news once again here. Ryson Nakora is undergoing a head injury assessment, Category 2, legends. Category 2. The chances that he's back tonight are unlikely, but we'll keep you updated on it here. Tallis Duncan almost takes off down the left side as fast as Josh Adokar. If he breaks through that line, you could argue Fox probably gets a double. Now over to Watson. Short pass to Blake Steep here. Steep now into the line now. Blake Steep held. Moves to Watson. Connor Watson, just with a little bit of trickery in the feet there. Call him Mr. Connor Houdini. Connor Houdini Watson, that is his middle name there. Bryson Nakora, not on the field at the moment, for those wondering. Moves it over to the middle here now. Keanu Kitty manages to get the ball for the Maori All-Stars now. Can the Maori All-Stars do something with this? To DWZ now. Down the middle here, the Hey Fiddle Diddle there. Unable to break through there. The young, in his prime 30-year-old. Trick play of the ball here. Moving around. Keanu Kitty again, heavily involved in the plays today. Zach Docker-Clay over to the right. Fisher Harris finds his way around here. Fisher Harris gets a pass off. Now we move over to the 40 here. Maori All-Stars on 5th tackle here. Clear it in the air now. That's a bit of a late contact on CNK. It bounces, and it's out of play there for the Maori All-Stars. And the Indigenous get it back. And here we go. Maori on the defense once again here. They just need a try. That's all they need. One try. One try to make all the difference in the world here between them. Josh Adokar over to the right. And oh! Knock on! Knock on! Oh my God! There was no reason for that knock on. And none other than Khan Pereira has just given the Maori All-Stars a massive chance. Just hand it on the platter to them. Serve it on a plate with a side dish. Incredible stuff. That's a Bears logo and a Para logo. Hey, random Para fan and random Bears fan in the crowd. That's great. That's actually really good to see. All good, George. Hello there. Good to have you here. Down the middle now, on the 20 here. All of the pressure now on the Indigenous to maintain their lead here. Second tackle now. Zach Docker-Clay looking on second to make something happen here. Gets to Fisher Harris, who goes over to CNK. And oh no, it's a knock on. It's a knock on. And that's a tough mistake to take from Adam Pompey. The Maori All-Stars got given a prime opportunity and just couldn't make the best of it here. You can feel a little let down by it, honestly, but also that just seems to be the way the game goes for them, at least for the last couple minutes. They have so much hope, but they just can't snag it. Now it's the Indigenous All-Stars down the left here. How's Buller going? He's actually doing pretty good, Jenny Kid. Good to see you in the chat, by the way, again. He's actually doing pretty good. Credit where it's due to to Mr. Fuller. He's actually doing a great job here today for the for the boys. I don't know if he's on the field anymore, though. I'm pretty sure they replaced him with Jaden Campbell, legend. But the first half, he was incredible, Jady Kid, making a lot of plays. In fact, he was probably the main reason with Connor Watson why they got the first try of the game. Well, their first try, the Indigenous All-Stars. Over to the right here. Down the right now, moving forward here. How many times the player dropped the ball? A lot of times. In fact, I think it's impossible to count across history how many times it's happened. Blake Steep now with the ball here on the fourth now. One more tackle left in the set here. The Indigenous All-Stars to the right here. A good clearance in the air now. And on the 10-meter line, it ends up in the hands of Keanu Kitty, who finds the offload to Chance. Lucky Chance now to DWZ here. I think the Indigenous will score again, says Kay. Well, if they score again, it's the winner, legend. So, hope not. Hope not. It's likely the winner if they score again, legend. Over to the right now. Keanu Kitty looking to show some prime RTS levels of abilities. Sounds like they need him back on then. You're right. Who needs Jaden Campbell? Get him off. Put Trey Buller back in. Put him back in. We want him back on the field to make the difference. Who needs Jaden Campbell? Back around middle now. Maori All-Stars with speed here. We got 4 tackles left in the set here. They're early days for it. That was a very long, awkward pass there. Very awkward long pass there over to the... It went from for retrospect, guys, that went from 25 meters all the way back to the 40. Oh, tapping. Got beautiful step there from Trent Talau. He goes from the 30 to the 10-meter line with that. Zach Docker-Clay to Fisher Harris to Keanu Kitty. There's a gap. There's a gap. Kitty finds the offload to Fish. Fish finds the offload to Docker-Clay now. Zach Docker-Clay, it's 4th tackle, legends. Zach Docker-Clay, the Indigenous hold themselves together and get him down there. Trey Buller would have forced an error. Wait, the referee stepping in here and saying head, I think. Head check. Someone has to go off. Head check. Is it for Indigenous or Maori? It's for the Indigenous here. I think it's Paxton. Has to come off the field for this one here. Or Pasco. It might be Pasco, actually. My bad. It might be Pasco. All right, and through the middle. It was a quick play, 5th tackle. He's claiming it. He's claiming it for the Maori All-Stars. The Maori All-Stars. 14-16 with a kick from right in front to come. Surely we are all square now. And Nico Hines is going to be living to regret that kick from the sideline. If only he had gotten it, this wouldn't have mattered as much. And you got to argue with how this boy's been playing. It's been a long time coming. Trent Talau there smashes through the line unexpectedly quick. He sees an opportunity and slots it in. And the Maori All-Stars have themselves the all-square here. They have busted through, legend. They have busted through, and they've busted through brilliantly there. Surely this conversion is coming up. It was a good chance from them, Cade. I think you're slightly delayed, but there we go, legends. Are they reviewing it? Come on, don't review it. Just give it. Please. Just give it. Just give it. Don't review that. Please don't review that. I know what you'll say. Don't review it. Just give it. Let us kick this goal. Just let us kick the goal. Just let us kick the goal. And now, from right in front, to make it 16-all, Moen Hiroti. He's got it! 16-all. And the Maori All-Stars got it as no difference whatsoever now. It is anyone's game to win now. And while the Indigenous have shown so much ability in this one, the Maori All-Stars refuse to say never and will not lay on the ground and let them beat them. They'll be fighting till the bitter end for it. And with that try, the Maori All-Stars have taken back a top lead in the poll now on this one here. It is 16-all here. And oh no, Maori All-Stars nearly instantly lose the ball there. Nearly completely lost it there. Maori over to the right now. Tries to find the number 19 here through the line. Keeps moving with it now. Breaking news, by the way. Undergoing a head injury assessment category 2, Oliver Pascoe. Yeah, Oliver Pascoe is off Legends with a head injury assessment. There we go. Over to the left now. Almost around here. The Maori All-Stars waking up with speed here. Told to go back here. Finally, momentum is with them here. Stepping and going now. Kitty looking for the pass. Can't find it. Talao approving of a penalty given to his side there by the referee. Yes, do Maori get the ball back? The Maori All-Stars will continue to get the ball back, Legends. The Maori All-Stars will continue to get the ball back. Penalty given to them. Indigenous All-Stars on the back pedal here. All the Maori All-Stars want is to take the lead. 23 minutes on the clock, probably about 3 minutes until we go to a drinks break here at the stadium. Down the left now, the Maori All-Stars held back here. Jesse Arthurs goes to the right. Finds a good pass to Talao there. Talao now. Talao finds the fish here. The Fisher Harris now on 10-meter line here. Halfway through the set now. We go to the right. It's a good tackle there from Trindle, the Pringles on the attacking player. Now to the left, Zach Docker-Clay wants to create something from nothing. Back round here, surely momentum on their side here. The Maori All-Stars, this would be an absolutely epic lead if they could get it. Short to the right here. Here we go. Oh, he couldn't quite get there. Trey Mooney. Now to the left here. And oh no, off the ruck. Tackled by the Indigenous All-Stars there. Wolf and Shakai Mitchell with a good tackle there. And it looks like Shaq is coming off the field now as well. Don't think injury. I think he's just coming off for a change-up. But there we go. And the Indigenous All-Stars get the ball back. Josh Adokar now. Adokar into the line now. Round to the left with Jackie Boy Whiten. Whiten gets up for it here. Continuing to perform with speed here. The Indigenous All-Stars know what they have to do, and they're going to do it well if they can. They won't allow themselves to be beaten today. Jack Whiten on the ground here. Now through the middle here. And the Maori All-Stars have to keep a firm D in this one. Wolf over to Trindle. Finds a high kick in the air now. And on the 15-meter line, we're going to go over to Keanu Kitty. Kitty with movements here. Just using his legs now. And Keanu Kitty goes down. Back to DWZ here. Dallin with 10 years of Lesniak. Grabbed by the legs. Finds Arthurs here. Long. Oh! Brutal tackle from the Indigenous All-Stars. And here they go. Over to the left now. Just stepping around here. Preston Ricky with a good tackle. And they make it Connor Watson going over to Paxton here. Paxton on the ground now. And Paxton wrapped up nicely there. The referee unsure for a second here. The Maori All-Stars just facing the emotions at the moment. All right, looks like we got a head check on one of the players as well. Head check on one of the players, and this time it'll be Padston coming off the field for a checkup, Legends. And the Indigenous All-Stars are getting a lot of checkups, it seems, at the moment here. Poor buggers. Oh, I'd argue we barely had the ball yet. Honestly, genuinely, my opinion, I'd argue that Mania barely had the ball when he was tackled, if he did at all. Felt like he was tackled right before he got it, but we carry on. Maori All-Stars with a feed in the scrum here. Over to the right. Just stepping around here. Zach Docker-Clay. Are we sure that's not prime locking her there? Taking the tackle here. Held on the 20 now. Now back through the middle here. They keep going with it here. The Fisher Harris. The fish. Back to Docker-Clay, who finds his way to Hiroti here. Hiroti around now. Hiroti grabbed by the body and put on the ground now. Makes his way around and finds it. High kick in the air from the Maori All-Stars. Ends up on the 30 here with Nico Hides. And Nico Hides will take the tackle there for the drinks break now. And we've got a bit of a push and shove there. Come on, guys. Let's not waste time. Take your drinks break. There we go, Legends. 16 all with 1 quarter to go. How big is this, Legends? Anybody's game at the moment. Nobody dominating here. Ain't nobody on top of nobody just as of yet in this one here. We have an all-square affair where anybody, and quite literally I mean it, anybody could come up on top here between the two. Who knows? This might be a field goal deciding kind of game. This is the decider for who leads in series wins overall. Oh, that was a brutal tackle there from Maori All-Stars, but that's what you love to see in rugby league. You know, it wasn't dirty. It was just brutal. Proper stuff all round. Actually, wait a second. Looks like they're going to make them do one play of the ball before they take their drinks break, Legends. Over to the right here. And Nico Hides will just take the tackle so they can do it. Right, drinks break, Legends. There they go. Heisenberg jumps into the chat here and says, what are your thoughts about the full-strength Dragons team losing against the New South Wales Cup and Jersey Flag Rabbits team? I think that I regret putting them so low down in what will be my ladder prediction, Legend. I think I don't regret that. I don't think I regret that at all. In fact, if I'm saying anything, I'm saying that you are deluded based on what we saw. Okay, and look, teams can perform completely different to preseason when it enters the actual season. But based on what we saw in that game last night, by the way, great stream. Thanks to you guys for over 1,000 views on it. But if we see that kind of performance, if that's a sign of the season to come, they are bottom 2. They are bottom 3. They are not finals, you muppets. Like, goodness me, that was absolutely dreadful performing from them. And you could argue, oh, well, if the Dragons don't make the 2 errors that directly pass to the Rabbitohs, then the Rabbitohs don't win. Well, they made those errors. That's the thing. They made those errors, and the Rabbitohs took advantage. You're telling me the Dragons wouldn't have taken advantage if Rabbitohs made those errors? Rabbitohs made less errors and played simply better with a team with way less experience. I'm sorry, but a team with Clint Gutherson, Luciano Leilua, Damien Cook, who else plays? Couchman, even their backups like Sloan and stuff. Like, come on, how on earth, Moses Sully, how on earth could you lose to a Flag Rabbitohs team? I don't care if some of them are going to be NRL players. It is an absolute joke to the Dragons. And I would be really embarrassed to lose it if I was a supporter. Like if Para named only juniors and Para's juniors, but I'd be bragging about it all day. If Para named a full senior team and they lost to that, I'd be disappointed in them. Not because the young boys might not be the future that play like superstars, but because it just isn't good enough if you're a team that has hundreds and hundreds of games of experience like the Dragons had. It's simply not good enough, legends. They're the ones on insane contracts, and they played to a level where you go, why are they the ones on insane contracts? Why are they on the money they're on if they're going to play like that? Like, I'm not even the biggest fan of the Dragons, but their fans deserve better than that. Way better. They pay money, don't they? They fund your club through the... If there's no fans, there's simply no game. All right? There's simply no game without supporters to support the players. It's simply how it goes. And with that, the St. George Illawarra Dragons need to look at themselves and go, what kind of team are they heading into this season if they're going to perform like that in those games? You can't be going into games thinking that you've just got it. You've got to have plans made anyways. Like, it's like they watched the Cowboys game and went, yeah, we're gonna just be like that and run around. I'm sorry, but like, you can't be doing that against everyone. Like, I criticized the Cowboys for that during that game. You know, you can't. You just can't. Anyways, legends, second half is underway, but that's my opinions, man. Short kickoff again here, and the Maori All-Stars again end up with the ball now. And Josh Adokar saying come on to his team as the Maori All-Stars run down the right edge here. Just looking for that winning piece of points here with just 19 and a half minutes to go on the clock. Not too long after this game, legends, we will be live for the Parramatta Eels and the Cronulla Sharkies, legends. Can't wait for that one there. Gonna have to quickly change into my Para gear, so please apologies if we're not going live till right on kickoff or something, despite what the timer on the stream says. We will be live for that, and we'll be cheering for the Parramatta Eels. Over to the right. Feel free to mock, though, with Paraloos. Now around to the right here, held on the ground. Short pass to Fisher Harris here. The Fish, he's good with service there. Finds his supporting forward there, and down they go here. The Maori All-Stars just 20 metres out now. Going through here. It's a good run. It's a short run from Talau, who kicks low here for the Fox. Josh Adokar with speed down the wing here, going alone. Is he going to take the ball on and score? No. He trips down on the ground now, and the Maori All-Stars get a bit lucky. Now here comes Trindle now. The Pringles Trindle there. Trindle into the line. Fox constantly arms up. He's just frustrated. Wants something that he's not getting right now. Ricard Pereira, high shot. And it's going to be a penalty against Jacob Laban. And now the Indigenous All-Stars get a good opportunity. Pushing forward to the 40-metre line now. They tap and go here. Seriously, I don't know who's going to win this one here. Every play, it looks like one or the other's going to break through and score. Calling it now. Next try potentially wins this, legend. It's not guaranteed, but next try has a good shot at winning this game here now. Wolf. Back to Trindle. Trindle finds Tallis Duncan. Tallis Duncan flies through here. The fact that Tallis Duncan might be one of the least talented of the forward pack that the Buddies are going to have in 27 is actually insane to me. Because Tallis Duncan is a top quality rugby league player. Young rugby league player, might I add. Now through to the left here. A good backwards pass there from the Indigenous All-Stars. Thank goodness, because a forward pass wouldn't have been a good sign, would it? Great stuff from the Indigenous All-Stars. Low kick here. And Maori All-Stars managed to just about end up with it here. Chance to clock stat there. And the run from Caden Lars will go begging here. Generally this game, a draw is just a draw, legend. They especially can't go to Golden Point when there's when there's a pre-season thing on as well. I reckon we'll have a winner by the end of this, anyways. Even if it's close, even if it takes a field goal, somebody will be leading at the end of this by a point. Now to the right here. Goes over to Hiroti here. That's a beautiful pass to Talau here. Stepping around now, looking for the pass there. Joe Chan gets it over to the right now. Hiroti here. Hiroti moves forward. Hiroti on the ground. Hiroti takes the tackle here. Short pass. Looking for it again here. Couldn't quite find it. Playing the ball now. And it's a kick from Zach Docker Clay of all players. Over to the right here. The Maori All-Stars properly chase that. And the Fox gets tackled there on the ground almost immediately here. Plays the ball. He took a few steps before playing that ball. Probably not good enough considering, we're pretty particular in the past about playing the ball from where you are here. And Khan Pereira, I think that's one of the fastest potential wingers they could have possibly had. Khan Pereira and Josh Adokar on the wings. Yeah. I thought so. No golden point. Yeah. Connor Watson. Well, because they've had a draw before, Legend. There's been 7 games of this, and it's been 3 apiece with a draw. So whoever wins this one has won the most overall. Now long kick to the left here, and it ends up with the Indigenous All-Stars still, but they can't quite do it. And here we go. Find it out. Josh Adokar there. Now we go over to the 30 now. Just moving up with it here. Zach Docker Clay. Over to the left now. Moving forward with it here. Righty held on the ground. Goes over to the right here. Keeps on pushing with it here. The Maori All-Stars. All it takes is 1 point with 14 minutes to go to completely change this game. Over to the left side now. Laban finds his support there. Fending them off here. They've got speed down the left edge, and they're going to be stopped there before they can run too far there. Trey Mooney disappointed. He thought surely they'd let him run the field. Surely. Like, come on. Watching it again here. Yeah, knock on into the Indigenous player, I guess, is the call. Laban definitely didn't have full control of the ball. I'll give him that much. Definitely comes loose. Play it over to the right here. It's a good step forward here, nearly to the 40 here before going down now. Connor Watson over to the left here. Blake Steep lifts up with it here, using his speed, using his strength here. Connor Watson. Connor Watson and Blake Steep, Sydney Roosters future. We find the highline to the left here, and they manage to get over to the 20 now. Zach Docker Clay held off. Back to the right here. Plenty of speed with it. Shakai Mitchell now. Shakai Mitchell. Come on, score Maori All-Stars to make it 20-16, says Kane Mills. Well, it's hard for them to do that when the Indigenous are on the attack potentially here. Here we go. Indigenous held on the 10. He stopped it. He didn't think it wasn't going to be an obstruction. One more tackle left, Legends. One more. Just one more tackle here. Remember, Legends, if you subscribe, it's much more likely that your team's going to win. It's statistically proven. Almost there. Almost there. And no. They mess it up. Maori All-Stars get the ball back. No. Maori All-Stars over to the 10 now. Stepping around here. Arms up in the air. They lift him backwards to the 10-meter line again here. Background left here. Just stepping around. Casey McLean there. And McLean with the McQueen sweep on him. Gets to the back over to 10. They just can't get by him. On the third here. Gets right now. Pushes up past the 20. Couldn't get by it. Almost to 30. Zach Docker Clay here. Brighton Decora now. To Decora. Decora is officially back on the field. Back to the right. Long kick here. But the Indigenous All-Stars can leave it because it just simply goes out of play. Nothing to it there. Lucky days. Lucky stars there. 11 minutes on the clock now. Not too long till we're in the final 10 here. And the Maori All-Stars and Indigenous All-Stars cannot be separated at the moment here. And I am very confident in saying next try wins. Down the middle now. Shaq Mitchell is officially off the field, probably finally for the rest of this game. With a twirl and a spin, Hoepe Peru almost is through the line. 25 meters out now. Short pass there from Jamal Fogarty there. New Manly Warringah Eagles. Warringah Giga. Manly Warringah Sea Eagles sighting. Replacement for Daly Cherry Evans. Curious to see how he'll do this year. Huge loss for the Raiders. Round to the left here now. Trindle. Almost an obstruction there. Jaden Campbell with it. That could be a penalty for a high shot. The referee says it's fine here. Zach Dockerclay gets off him. On the 10 here. All it takes is one good kick. One good kick. Joe! Card Pereira. Is that the winner for the Indigenous All-Stars? No, the referee has just stepped in and said no try. They're going back. There was an error in the middle of it. Let's take a look. Yeah, tapped forward there. Would have been disallowed anyways. Tapped forward from Jesse Rami and a no try for the Indigenous All-Stars. I repeat, no try despite the grounding. Now we have to remain calm. Final 10 minutes now. This is the do or die moment. The big decider in it all between the two. The Maori All-Stars and the Indigenous All-Stars. Round to the left now. Stepping. Quick tippy-tappy steps. Over to halfway. And the referee is going to step in. The referee. I hate it when I have to say the referee is going to make a decision. And we got a challenge. Here we go. Let's take away. Hold up. Wait a minute. Captain's challenge here. Big Maori All-Stars. Let's take a look. With the Indigenous. Yeah. Yeah, it's fine. We'll go back to a previous play of the ball. I think that will be successful. Yeah. Challenge successful. Well, that's not clear yet, Legend, until the challenge is done. Challenge successful. And there we go. Maori All-Stars will get the ball back. It'll be a restart play of the ball there. The original ruling was a mistake or an obstruction from the Maori All-Stars and would have gone to the Indigenous, but that has been overruled by the bunker there in a captain's challenge. Now to the halfway line here. Crashing through is Charles Nickel-Klokstad now. Charles Nickel-Klokstad. We go to the right here, and on fifth tackle, Zach Dockerclay has to clear it. And it ends up with the Indigenous now. Jaden Campbell. Campbell with speed gets it over to the middle here. And Trifula, they were listening to us earlier, is back on the field there. Takes the tackle here. Back around now. Whiten takes the tackle again. On the 40 here. Khan Pereira, they're just using their speed. I wonder if they're setting themselves up for something. They're going right down the middle here. Connor Watson now speeding through the line. They've had all their fastest players on the play of the ball, it seems. And now Nicholas Hines. They're going to the left, and it's a knock on, and it's Speed. Is his middle name Talau? Halfway, 30. He's bending them off, non-stop 40. Oh! Connor Watson! What in the Dallas Duncan? What in the WWE was that? Absolute smackdown on him. On the 35. Passing it left, Joe Chan with a couple tippy steps. Held 25 out here. Goes back to Dockerclay, to Fisher Harris. They want to fish it away. Back to the left. Looking for the pass. They want that all-inspiring, try-scoring winning pass. Here we go. Dockerclay to McLean. Casey McLean, he's no stranger to a big moment in these kind of games. Casey McLean, and what I mean by these kind of games is representative games. To the right, Docker Clay with a short kick in the air here. Maori All-Stars hit it back, and Trifula holds it back. Nobody scored, Kane Mills. Nobody scored. I never said anybody scored. Trifula almost through the line here. And Trifula held back here on the 30 now. And oh my goodness me, we got another challenge coming up. Legends, from the Maori All-Stars. Here we go. Absolute chaos this game. So he's okay. All right. Okay, we've got the call here. It looks like challenge will be in favor of the Indigenous All-Stars here. And the Indigenous All-Stars are going to maintain possession here with a full set on their own 30 here. Indigenous All-Stars spreading it out to the left now. Down they go here. Just 7 minutes on the clock now, Legends. And no winner decided. Connor Watson, if this is another draw, both teams are going to feel let down, right? Third tackle. Over to the right. Tallis Duncan now. Nico Hines. Finds the offload after tripping. Goes to the left. Fox. Josh Adokar. Spun around here. Josh Adokar on the ground now. Fourth tackle. They've got 2 tackles to do something in this set. Trindle. Kick slow. It's high. Here we go. For a try. Surely the Indigenous All-Stars have won. Jaden Campbell. Oh, goodness me. Absolutely ridiculous play. How were you supposed to stop that? How were you supposed to stop that kind of run? And the Maori All-Stars, they could have had the ball there. Unfortunate. And Braden Trindle with a terrific kick. Their only hope would be Campbell being offside, and I don't think he would be. Jaden Campbell, ladies and gentlemen. Who scored? Did Indigenous? Yes, Indigenous scored. That's why I said Indigenous score, Legend. Indigenous All-Stars. And it's a try for number 15, Jaden Campbell. Wait, I said hope. I said their only hope. The referee's going up. He's onside, surely. So what's the... Play on. Okay, so what are they... Oh! Oh my God! No try. He hits it into him. It's a microsecond, but that's what our technology today is for. He hits it into him. It's no try, Legends. Oh my God, it's 16 all still. The Maori All-Stars have been given the absolute best potential gift in this game. That is the present of a lifetime. Oh my God, the Maori All-Stars. The Maori All-Stars with the gift. Damn, how the heck do you not stop that? Holy hell, I don't know, man. Well, to be fair, man, it was a really hard spot to stop. He chips it. They've got to chase it. Jaden Campbell did a really good take on that. Okay, that was The Maori All-Star was close, but Jaden Campbell was closer. It's just unfortunate for Jaden Campbell that there was a slight touch into that. They survive. Now around here, through the middle here. I think somebody's going to have to take a field goal in this one, Legends. I think somebody's going to have to take a field goal. It's just about who it'll be. Background middle now. They need it. They need it. We need something. Anything. Round to Fisher-Harris here. James Fisher-Harris forward now. James Fisher-Harris on his way. Fisher-Harris goes to the ground now. Talau goes over through the middle to the halfway line now where he goes down. Kicking it to the side of the left, and it ends up on the 10-meter line here. Jaden Campbell, the denied try scorer, collecting it. 5.5 minutes on the clock now. The clock is ticking. I repeat, the clock is ticking in this one here between these two sides. Round to the left, Nico Hines, Josh Adokar. Josh Adokar around here. The Fox now. What does the Fox say? The Fox will say he gets tackled. 30-meter line here. Over to Jack Whiten. Jack Whiten to Tallis Duncan now. Tallis Duncan here. Tallis Duncan forward now. Tallis Duncan on the ground now. Goes to Watson. Goes to Nico Hines. Nico Hines through it. Nico Hines, they find the offload here. Connor Watson sprints forward now. It's Biff tackle. A big moment coming out here. 4.5 minutes. They take it. Fogarty will kick it high in the air over to the 10-meter line here. CNK gets it. Now the Jojo Fafita here. Jojo Fafita. It was disallowed because Jaden Campbell's hand touched it into the player, Legend. Jaden Campbell's hand 100% did touch it into the Maori All-Stars player before it hit back into his. It was hard to see in live play. In fact, almost impossible, but that's why we have the bunker nowadays that we didn't have back in the day. And the Maori All-Stars knocked the ball on there. They knock it on there, and that's going to be the Indigenous All-Stars with 4 minutes to go. And there's nothing the Maoris can do about that one. They're just going to have to hope that they can defend here, because the chances that the Indigenous don't try something is very low in this set coming up. This could be one of the sets of the game. Deep breaths, Legends, as we head into this one. Remember, we will be live very soon, probably in a couple minutes, actually, for the Parramatta Eels and the Cronulla Sharks, repping the Parramatta Eels in that one. Hope to see some of you over there. Jaden Campbell, round the right here, finds the offload now, stepping around, goes to Card Pereira now. Card Pereira now, the other player that's had a no try given to him with Jaden Campbell. Back around here. Absolute miracle that disallowed try was overturned. Wait, not the Sharks? Kidding. Good humor, Jenny Kid. Good humor. Good humor. Well, hey, you were right about one thing. Like, who says you're not right about the Sharkies? I mean, if you look at it from a logical perspective, you said to us earlier, right? Tripule, when he was on the field, they were doing well. They bring him back on. They do well again. Jaden Campbell's just not the one. Jaden Campbell getting ready to make me eat my words there. Held on the 10. And through the line here, Indigenous All-Stars, did he crash through? Tallis Duncan. Held up. Held up's the call. That was one of the moments. 16 all, 2.5 minutes. Keeps on ticking this clock. Maori All-Stars realize somebody just kick a point, guys. Jesse Arthurs. Zach Docker-Clay. Back around the middle here. Gain as much field position as you can. Remember, Legends, it's been 3 games apiece, all right? Been 3 games apiece and a draw between these teams. Round to the right here. Back around. They keep pushing. I'm so nervous as Cade. Fair enough, Legend. Fair enough. High kick in the air here. 1.5 minutes to go. Maori All-Stars. Jaden Campbell has somehow collected it. And how the Maori All-Stars don't have a draw on their hands is questionable. Josh Adokar trying to use his speed to get them potentially in the position for a 1-point win here. Through the middle now, the Indigenous All-Stars to the right there. Huge pressure on them. We'll be heading over to Paris Sharks in about a minute after this. Left side now. Goes to Nico Hines. Goes to Josh Adokar. Josh Adokar on the ground now. Josh Adokar held out. Long kick from Nico Hines. I guess Indigenous just want the draw. Maori All-Star should play for the win though. Chance Nickel-Klokstad here. Runs in now. Gets over to his own 40. There are 45 seconds on the clock, legends. I repeat, 45 seconds. Stepping in now to the halfway line here. Maoris. Jesse Arthurs to the left. I think we've got a second draw on our hands, legends, personally. 30 seconds to go. All the time in the world, totally. Round the middle now. On third tackle here, the fourth. And now they're going to the left. They're running it. Fisher Harris. One moment to end the ball here. Zach Docker-Clay. It's charged down. It's going to be a draw. A second draw in the history of this game. Yeah, wait. We're not wrapped up yet. We have a challenge for a knock-on, but if this challenge is unsuccessful, it is a draw. It's a draw. Both the teams are even. They're even, Steven. Let's split the points. Ooh. I think it's over. Yeah, he does knock the ball on, but unsuccessful challenge from the Indigenous All-Stars. And there we go. Full time, 16 all is the official scoreline in the Indigenous versus Maori All-Stars legends. I hope you all had a fun time here on the stream. Consider checking out the preseason challenge stream coming up right now on the channel. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe to the channel if you enjoyed. Congratulations to both teams on their draw. I will see you guys in a minute. Let's go, legends. What a game this was. We can talk about it over there. Come on. Now let's go, Para.